Okay, I think it will work. Okay, so we may be a slightly early, but it's okay, we can start. Eh? Today what I've done is I have got the prayer here. If you're able to read, it's okay. Otherwise, I will just read and maybe you can mute yourself for that. Okay? Or if you like, I can read and you can repeat.
We will repeat.
Okay. Shruti Smriti Pura. 1 minute. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shruti Smriti Purananam.
Shruti Smriti Purananam.
Alayam Karunalayam.
Alayam Karunalayam.
Namami Bhagavat Padam.
Namami Bhagavat Padam.
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam.
Shankaram Shankaracharyam.
Keshavam Badarayanam.
Keshavam Badarayanam.
Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande.
Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande.
Bhagavanto Punah Punaha.
Bhagavantau Punah Punaha.
Sadashiva Samarambham.
Sadashiva Samarambham.
Shankaracharya Madhyamam.
Shankaracharya Madhyamam.
Asmadacharya Pariyantam.
Asmadacharya Paryantam.
Vande Guru Paramparam.
Vande Guru Paramparam.
Ishvaro Gururatmeti.
Ishvaro Gururatmeti.
Murtirbheda Vibhagine.
Murti Veda Vibhagine.
Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya.
Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya.
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Dakshinamurte Namaha.
I will share this with you all in the group. Yeah. So next time you will be more this thing. Now we go to page number 22, which has got the Mangala Charanam of this text. Always we will be reading the Mangala Charanam. Yeah.
Shri Harim.
Shri Harim Paramanandam.
Shri Harim Paramanandam.
Upadeshtaramishwaram.
Upadeshtaramishwaram.
Vyapakam sarvalokanam.
Vyapakam sarvalokanam.
Karanam tam namamyaham.
Karanam tam namamaham.
Yes. So we saw in this verse, each word Swamiji has unfolded, and we saw that we need Ishvara Kripa, Guru Kripa, Shastra Kripa, and Atma Kripa. Okay? For this knowledge. Okay? Then, of course, we looked at how self alone is Paramanandam. Okay? It is the unconditional happiness, unconditional Ananda, always present at all, unconditional, totally unconditional, free of all dukkha, in whom there is no dukkha at all, lesha matra dukkha. Even when we are feeling dukkhi, the self is free of dukkha, because what feels dukkhi is ahankara. The person who is identified with the mind feels dukkhi, right? Because you're identified with some kind of limitation in your embodied life. So naturally, there is the feeling of dukkha. Yeah. And dukkha you cannot feel unless consciousness is there illumining that dukkha. The dukkha vritti has to be illumined by consciousness. And the consciousness which is illumining the dukkha vritti is itself free of dukkha. How? Like the light in this room is lighting up everything in this room, but itself is free of what it is lighting up. The light is free. The light lights up everything, but the light itself is free of what is being lit. Right? So there may be something not so clean and tidy in the room. Light is not affected by that. There may be something very beautiful, like my Devi here. She's very pretty. Huh? So, but light is not affected by that. Okay? So, in the same way, the consciousness, the real self, the changeless self, which is always present and shining, is Paramanandam. It is unconditional Ananda. Yeah? Not conditioned by any condition of the mind or the body. Okay. Then Swamiji talked about how Sri Hari is being worshipped as Upadeshta, as the teacher, right? So Sri Hari, so the Upadeshta, the teacher is also Paramanandam. Who is Sri Hari? Who is the very self? Then Swamiji launches on to the meaning of Ishvara, and he shows how Ishvara is Karanam for the whole universe. But usually in our universe, we have Nimitta and Upadana Karanam. And so here, Ishvara is described only as one word Karanam. He is not called as, with a dual ending that Karanam, he is not told as he's Karanam, just one Karanam. Iti. How can that be? That question was asked. If Ishvara is the material cause, how can he be the material cause? Because the Swamiji, very interestingly, that very subtle things are there in this. He says, in consciousness, material is not possible. Why? By the very definition, because material in Vedanta is that which is jada. Jada means inert. In Vedanta defines material only as that which is inert. Okay? That means which is not conscious. At the most, may some reflected consciousness may light it up, but otherwise it is inert. So material means energy also. Energy also in Vedanta is considered the same as material, inert. Not, okay, not of the nature of consciousness, which is changeless, because energy is changing all the time. But the nature of consciousness is that which is not changing at all. Iti. So, this kind of, so consciousness doesn't have any material in it. Then how can it be the material cause? Yes, it can be the material cause if the creation is only a projected creation. Like in dream, we are all the time in dream projecting a creation, no? In that creation, everything is there. Material is there, conscious entities are there, stones are there, rocks are there, rivers are there, earth is there, inert entities are also there. But there is no real material for it. Iti. Only our imagination is the material. Iti. Then this universe is whose imagination? Ishwara's. Okay? It is given to Ishwara. That is the Ishwara Srishti. It is Ishwara Srishti. So it is a projected universe. It's a very, very interesting way that Swamiji has pointed out right in the beginning itself, that the universe is something which is like a dream, a projection of whom? Of Ishvara. Okay, who is endowed with Maya Shakti. It is a projection of that. Okay, then all these very important, parts of Vedanta, that where the effect is, there the material is. All small, small little points he points out. And so then he pointed out what kind of a material cause is this Ishvara or consciousness? It is a Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Without undergoing any change. How can it be without undergoing any change? Yes, it's a projection. Doesn't undergo any change at all. Like when we dream, when we are creating a dream universe, we don't undergo any change at all in creating our dream universe. In the same way, Ishvara is undergoing no change at all, and this dream universe of Ishvara is created. So, is the Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Okay, like Swamiji gave the example of rope snake. Then Savyapakam Sarvalokanam, Swamiji takes it very interestingly as Ishvara is Asti Bhati Priyam. That is on page 30. Meaning Ishvara is the Adhishtana. Okay, the substratum. See, when there is a movie, there has to be a screen on which it is projected, no? In the same way, this universe is projected on the screen of Ishvara, changeless consciousness. Iti. Yeah, that is the screen for the movie called Universe. Iti. Then, very interestingly, Swamiji says Ishvara is the teacher in page 30. And why does he teach? Just because he has love. Okay, that is his kripa. I salute that Ishvara. And there was this where he says the salutation is such that it is like the limit of algebra. Iti. What do you surrender? You surrender, meaning you become one with Ishvara. So now, in a very practical sense, how do you become one with Ishvara? By recognizing, purely by knowledge. By recognizing, firstly, what is required? Antakarana Shuddhi. Lot of raga, dvesha, etc. It is taken care of. And then the person recognizes that this ego entity is not real. That is the real dissolving of the ego. Yeah, because it recognizes that ego is a false entity, meaning the identified entity, meaning there's somebody masquerading as I. Ego is masquerading as I. What is limitless, ego is masquerading as limited. Iti. So that is why with the person, the jnani, because of that terrific amount of antakarana shuddhi and a great amount of detachment, you can say, or you can say great amount of vairagya and viveka, etc., etc., everything is included in that. This person recognizes that my truth is Satchidananda. I am this consciousness that doesn't change. I am Satchid Ananda, okay, which has no boundaries at all. Okay. So when that person recognizes that, what does he recognize? Hey, I am nothing. I am the same as Sri Hari. Because Sri Hari is also Satchidananda. I am the same as Sri Hari. So he is now saluting Sri Hari means he is saluting himself. And when he is saluting himself, he is saluting the self of all. Right? So he is saluting everybody. Then Swamiji came to the 4 factors to be known before study in page 32. And they were, he called as the Anubandha Chatushtaya. Very interesting, that was the Anubandha Chatushtaya means, Anubandha means that which binds you. The 4-fold factors that bind you or help you to continue your study. Okay. They bind you to the book, which prompt you to the book, they motivate you to go through the book. And that Anubandha Chatushtaya is, first is whoever wants to study the book must naturally know what is the Vishaya, the subject matter of the book. Who is qualified to read that book? Iti. Can a child of 4 read the book? No. Iti. So what is the qualification? What is the prayojana? What is the purpose of this book and what is the benefit one would get from reading this book? And finally, the sambandha. What is the connection between this book and the prayojana? The benefit that you are going to get. Iti. What is the connection? Right? So that person has to this thing. So with that, we are going to look at the second verse. So far, you have any questions? Or all is well? All is going well?
Yes. All is well.
Okay. Do you have time to read?
Yes, we are.
Reading. Okay. So now let's look at chapter 2. I mean verse number 2. Okay. That's on page 33. Aparokshanubhutirvai
Aparokshanubhuti
प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये
प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये
सद्भिरेव प्रयत्नेन
तद्भिरेव प्रयत्नेन
वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः.
वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः.
I'm reading it again. Aparokshanubhutirvai procyate mokshasiddhaye. Okay, you want to repeat it? Aparokshanubhutirvai
Aparokshanubhutirvai
procyate mokshasiddhaye.
प्रोच्यते मोक्षसिद्धये
Sadbireva prayatnena
सद्भिरेव प्रयत्नेन
vikshaniya muhurmuhu.
वीक्षणीया मुहुर्मुहुः.
Yeah, the print is small. Eh? Now it gets smaller. Aparokshanubhutihi, the immediate knowledge of the self. I'm reading the each meaning. Why? Why is means indeed. Procyate is told in detail. Okay, it is told. Moksha siddhaye. Why is it being told? Moksha siddhaye, for achieving liberation. To whom is it being told? Or for whom is it being told? Sadbihi, by those who are sadhus. Sadbihi, who are sadhus, who are very pure in their heart. Iti. Eva, indeed, prayatnena, by means of effort. Vikshaniya. Vikshaniya means to be deliberated upon. Muhur muhuhu, repeatedly. Here, the immediate knowledge of the self, Aparokshanubhuti, is told in detail for the achievement of liberation. This is to be deliberated upon repeatedly and with all due effort by those who are sadhus, pure-hearted, discerning people, who are qualified students. Now, Bhatia uncle, you want to read this? Self-knowledge is not a new topic.
The word Vai is an indeclinable particle. Sometimes it stands for something that is prasiddha, well known. So this aproksha anubhuti, self-knowledge or immediate knowledge of the self, is something that is very well known to the wise. In other words, we are not talking about something very strange or unknown or new. This is something that is well known, something which has come down to us through our tradition. Experiencing the 10th mark, We can see this from the famous story of the 10th man. It is the 10th man himself who, together with his friends, is searching for the 10th man. Finally, an older gentleman is passing by and asks, "Why are you fellows so sad? Are you lost? We have lost one of our group. We were 10 and when we left, and now we are only 9. How do you know that you are 9? I counted. Show me how you counted." The fellow asks his friend to line up and he counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, there are only 9 of us. Don't worry. I will show you where the 10th person is. Have you seen him? I have seen him. Where is he? I will show you. Count again carefully. Now at least the boy has trust in this person. So with Shraddha, he again counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where is the 10th man? You are the 10th man.
Hmm.
Oh, yes, I am the 10th man. The light dawns in his mind.
Hmm.
That knowledge of the 10th man can be called experience of the 10th man, realization of the 10th man, or whatever you say. The point is that he sees he is the 10th man. He does not see the 10th man as someone different from himself. In seeing the 10th man, the duality of the seer seen is involved.
Is not
You
involved.
can say
Is not involved.
is not involved.
Hmm.
You can say, I see I am the 10th man. I know I am the 10th man, or I experience that I am the 10th man.
Hmm.
Seeing oneself.
Maybe we'll give the next para to Anita.
Okay. Seeing oneself requires viveka. Similarly, I see that I am Brahman, and that seeing is the seeing of my own self, because the self is always self-revealing. The 10th man is always there and always reveals himself, but this fellow's mind is distracted by the notion that the 10th man is lost. That is why he is constantly searching for the 10th man. I can tell you where the 10th man is. Now the boy's mind has become quiet and ready to see the fact. If the old man just says straight out of that, "You are the 10th man," the boy may not understand what is meant by that. That is why the old man made him go through the exercise of counting again. Then the boy says, "Yes, I can see I am the 10th man because I forgot to take myself into account."
Hmm.
How does he see himself? Not with his eyes, not even with his mind. He sees directly, just as you also see yourself right now. In fact, we always have Aparokshanubhuti of ourselves. But along with the self, we also mix in non self. Therefore, the most important thing is viveka, separating self from non self. When we are told the characteristics of non self, we can distinguish what is non self and let it go. Then what remains is what I am, which is self shining.
Yeah, stop.
Okay.
Stop. Yeah. So, characteristics of non-self, okay, and characteristics of self. If you want, you can write it down, or I'll write it down for you in the group. So, this is the very important, and that will come again and again. So, we have a very senior Swamiji called Swami Paramarthananda. Okay, so he has a beautiful acronym, and which our Bhatia uncle knows very well. It is called OMACT. Characteristics of the non-self are OMACT. OMACT. Okay, I'll tell you what each one is. O O M A C T. T for temporary. So O for object, M for material, A for attributes, C for changing, and T for temporary. Now, when we say object, what we mean is the non-self is object. It's object of our knowledge, whether it is our mind, whether it's our body, whether it's our ego, whether it's our memories, whether it's our breath. Iti, all of this is object, meaning they are drishya, right? That which is seen by us, that which is, so they are drishya. And when you say drishya, remember one thing, that it is drishya, meaning it is lightened, it is illumined by something. Why is it drishya? Because it is illumined. Okay, therefore it is called as paraprakashya. It is illumined, it is paraprakashya. Where is this annotation screen? Yeah, I wanted to share. Again, try. Okay, whiteboard. So let's go here. So we are looking at the word object, right? So everything that we know is an object of our knowledge. It is drishya and it is para prakashya. Means it is that which is illumined by something else. It is illumined in the light of consciousness. It cannot reveal itself by itself. The presence of consciousness has to be there for it to be revealed. Okay, so the whole non-self is object. It's an object of our knowledge, meaning it is drishya, that which is known to us, and it is paraprakashya, that which is illumined by consciousness. Okay, I hope you can see it. I can maybe make it bigger to see how to do that. No idea how to do it. Anyway, never mind. Then it is material. Material. Material meaning it is inert. It is jada. And material includes energy. Okay. So object, material, then everything that we know has got attributes. Some attribute or the other it will have. What we call as gunas. Like this cloth is orange in color. The shirt Sony uncle is wearing is white. The room is lavender. Some attribute is there, I've just taken the color attribute, but all kinds of attributes are there. Then whatever we know, whatever is an object of our knowledge, that means anything that we know is object of knowledge is non-self. It's called as anatma, not the self. It is changing. Right? It will be changing. So if you know your body is changing all the time. When you were a baby, it was one body. When you were a youth, it is another body. Then you were middle age, the body has already changed, and old age, the body has changed. Right? This changing. If it is your thought world, the thought world is changing all the time. What about the breath? The breath is also changing all the time. The energy field in the body, it's changing all the time. It is changing. What about the world? In the world also, everything in the world is changing. So it is changing, and therefore it is temporary. It doesn't last forever. So this is all the characteristics of the non-self. OMAC. So in other words, we have called it as the acronym is OMACT. So immediately you can say OMAC, So if you have to say, now let's look at what is the nature of self. Something fell down. Anyway, never mind. Is a completely the opposite of this. What is Atma? Atma characteristics. Is it object? No, it's not object. It is the subject. Who knows the object, right? In whose presence the object is illumined. Is it illumined by anything? And here, illumined by consciousness, unfortunately, I've lost that. You should write over there, it is dependent, paratantra. Now I cannot put that over here because you only will have to do it. It is paratantra. Yeah? And therefore, Atma is what? Is it paratantra? No, it is swatantra. That which is independent, totally swatantra. Iti. The other one was paraprakashya. But this one is Atma is swaprakashya. It shines on its own. It doesn't require anything else to illuminate. In whose presence everything is illumined, but that which does not require anything to illuminate. Okay? So this is Swatantra Swaprakashya. Okay. This is limited, what we can do with this. Okay. I'll take up another one. Then it's the subject. Is it material? It is not material, it is consciousness. Yeah? Material, jada, and there we should also write limited. It is consciousness. In the OMAC side, when we write material, we should also write limited, because all that is material is limited. It's limited in time, limited in space, limited in object. So they are full of limitations. Whatever is material is full of limitations. Whereas what is consciousness? It is limitless. It has no limits. It is no boundaries. When we say limitless, immediately it should come to you that limitless means it doesn't have time-wise limitation, doesn't have space-wise limitation, doesn't have object-wise limitation. Yeah? It is that which is completely limitless. Iti. And therefore totally free. So Swatantra, Swaprakashya, okay, consciousness. It is not material, but it is consciousness. Okay. Then does it have attributes? No attributes. And therefore it is nirguna. The other one is saguna, with attributes. What is OMAT? When we say attributes means saguna. It is saguna. This is nirguna, without attributes. Then, does it change? No, it is changeless. And always, of course, bring in that logic that something changeless is required, because otherwise, how will you know change? And you are the one who knows the change, and therefore, that changeless, the locus of the changeless has to be you. Iti. Yeah? So, that which is changeless. It's the changeless self. Iti. Is it temporary? No, it is not temporary. It is nitya. So, this is the difference in characteristics between consciousness and what is not, Atma and Anatma. So that's what Swamiji says over here. The most important thing is Viveka in page 36, in the middle of that paragraph, the longer paragraph, the second one. The most important thing is Viveka, separating the self from the non-self. Now, can I remove this thing? Can I go away from this board?
Yes.
Because you have copied, no? Sarujanti has finished copying.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm stopping the share. Yeah. So now you think, so what is Shastra saying? So we identify with the body as self, no? But then when we look at the characteristics of the body, we will find that all the characteristics fit into Omak. Body is object, it is Drishya, it is Paraprakashya, right? And it is Paratantra, meaning it is dependent. It is dependent on so many different factors. It requires food, it requires water, it requires vitamins, it requires all kinds of things. And above all, it requires the presence of consciousness to enliven it and to reveal it. So it is Paratantra, right? And then, what about then? It is without the presence of consciousness, it is inert. It is Jada. Then what else was there? It is full of attributes. It is body is a woman, body is a, old or young, etc. It's fat or thin, fair or dark. So when you look, it's full of attributes. And of course, nature of the body is to change. It is changing all the time. And we all know it is temporary. Iti. So body will come under the category of self or non-self.
Non-self.
It will come under category of non-self. Okay. Similarly with the mind. So everything we look at. So what I do actually is every day when I meditate, right? My meditation is a very simple meditation. Very, very simple. I just sit quietly and I watch the sensations in the body. I start with sensations in the body because it's very easy for me to focus my mind on body sensations. So I take sensations in the whole body. I start with my toes, feet, this, ankle, this. And then I can feel different sensations. Actually, I get up with a lot of pain. And then as I'm watching the sensation, it changes. And so then I say sensations and then I look at it. Is this? Yeah, it is Omak. Sensations are all Omak. Iti. Ho gaya. It came into my Anatma section. Just quickly, I will just have a passing thought. This is Omak. Then I may shift my attention to breath while I'm meditating. Just sitting quietly doing nothing, no? Then I'll be watching my breath. Okay. Omak. I see the fact. It's not, I allow myself to see that fact. That, oh yeah, this is Drishya, this is object, this is Paraprakashya, it's Paratantra. I allow myself to see it in detail. And so, बिचारा breath को भी ओमैक समझ लेती हूँ, ओमैक इति. Then I'll, meanwhile thoughts have started coming in. So I don't go along with any thought and get caught in the thought. I'm just watching the thought. So as I'm watching, and what becomes very clear is, no, in the awareness that I am, sensations are taking place. In the awareness that I am, breath is taking place. It's coming, it's there, it's going. And then the awareness that I am, vritti is taking place. Iti. Hello, Meenakshi.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm in the middle of class. Meenakshi, are you coming today?
Yes, ma'am, I am coming. I was calling you.
For that only. So I think you'll be here by 6:30 or so.
Hanji, hanji.
Yeah. See you. Huh? Okay. Oh. This is my physiotherapist. Okay? So breath. Then I see the fact of breath. Then mind, vrittis are coming. They are also shining in the awareness that I am. Because mind has become actually very quiet. Okay? So vrittis come and go. They are coming in this thing. They are also om. Allowing myself to see that fact. Okay. Then if memories are coming in, and sometimes what I'll do is I may even analyze the vrittis and say that, like, oh, this is an analysis with vritti, or this is a planning vritti, or this is a brooding vritti, something about the past, or this is a futurizing vritti. Because all types of vrittis, allowing myself to see, the different, के mind का जो खेल है, क्या क्या प्रोड्यूस करती है. कोई कोई विजन्स आते हैं, कभी कभी अच्छे विजन्स आते हैं, कभी कभी भयंकर विजन्स आते हैं, बहुत बहुत गंदे, very scary visions can also come. So I'll say visions, but I won't move from that. Visions, omact, because that's also temporary. It's changing, it's temporary, it's drishya, it's this thing. Omact, उसको भी omact कर दिया इस तरह से. And then allowing myself to see ego is also omact. Okay, that is a tough one. If at least we get up, come as far as vritti, that itself is a big thing. And then you see, and then allowing myself, but then mind is extremely quiet. Okay? So it is like what Swamiji says, when we are told the characteristics of non-self, we can distinguish what is non-self and let it go. In this kind of a meditation, you don't get involved with it. Let it go means I let it go means I don't get involved with it. Then what remains is what I am, which is self-shining. Consciousness. You cannot negate that you are consciousness, In the presence of consciousness that you are, all this is taking place. You can't negate it. Then Swamiji goes on to say now, this is something that is possible for everybody. If it were a matter of knowing or experiencing something else, then I may not have the faculty of understanding what is revealed. For example, if I have to go to some mountaintop to see something, I may not be able to do that. Or if I have to go to Brahma Loka, I may not be able to do that. But this is my own self. And therefore, everybody is qualified. 1 minute. Let them finish. So everybody is qualified, or we can say potentially qualified. When we know what qualifications are required, we can cultivate them. This is something everybody can do. Yeah. So I think this was a lot of teaching. So maybe we can stop at this point unless you want to go on. I can see Sony uncle getting restless, So
No.
so we can stop. Eh?
Okay.
If you feel you can go on, then we can go on another, one paragraph. No, if we can finish this teaching, must remove all vagueness and doubt. You
It's
decide.
quite big one.
Yeah, you all decide.
Para is big one.
Up to you.
सोनी साहब क्या कह रहे हैं? जो वो कह रहे हैं वही हम
हाँ.
करेंगे.
नहीं,
Yes.
जैसे आप कहें पढ़ना तो पढ़ लेते हैं.
ठीक है, तो सोनी सर, आप you only read this portion. Teaching must remove all vagueness and doubt.
Teaching, teaching must remove all vagueness and doubt. Aparokshanubhuti, the direct seeing or perception or knowledge of myself, which is sometimes well known to wise people, has therefore prochate, very well said. What is meant by very well said? The author says that we will talk about this Aparokshanubhuti in such a manner that it leaves no vagueness or doubt. This is done by addressing all kinds of doubt that can possibly arise, then showing the Siddhanta, firm conclusion. A Siddhanta is something that is very well arrived at the conviction of ascertainment. The teacher is not satisfied by simply saying that he wants to say. His objective is to make the student see because he wants to make the student free from samsara, the bondage of the life and death. This can happen only when the student gains that knowledge, so the teacher will teach the student as long as it is required, as much as required, and in whatever manner required for the student to clarify, see, leaving no vagueness or doubt. In the Bhagavad Gita, for example, Lord Krishna taught 18th chapter and then asked Arjuna, "Hey Arjun, have you listened or what I have said carefully? Is your ignorance gone or not?" Fortunately, Arjun said, "Yes, my ignorance is dispelled. Otherwise, we would have another 18th chapter." Lord Krishna asked the question because this commitment was to make the Arjun see. Thus, it is not a matter of what the teacher wants to say, that rather what the student needs. In this way, the Aparokshanubhuti is being told by the author clearly, Prochate, told in detail.
Yes.
So, Guruma, I will like to add here that even the Gyan by the Bhagwan, Krishna was given between the shloka 11th to 30th. If Arjun would have said, "Yes, I have understood everything and I'll do the war," even rest 18th chapter we would have read it.
Yeah, correct. Very true.
Because all the jnana was given in that 20 shloka.
Yes, yes, in that.
He wanted to give only the jnana, because otherwise so he was confused all the time. But he asked him again, so he said,
yes.
First, he asked about
and then he recognized that Arjuna also needs karma yoga. He needs antakarana shuddhi.
He said in the next itself, he said what is karma yoga. Then he went to sthit pragya and all that.
And then he keeps coming back. Jnana karma yoga, jnana karma yoga, as per Arjuna.
So we had to read all those rest 18, 16 chapters.
Yeah.
We had to read.
But finally, thank God, Arjuna understood Swamiji says. Otherwise, we would have had another 18 chapters.
Another section.
That is what Swamiji has written.
Yeah. So we finish with this, okay? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Oh, yeah.
It is next Monday again at same time.